Let me know if you know where I'm coming from. You know how hard it is to be the oldest and to see your mom be with your younger sibling and do all the things that you wanted from her. She's giving it to your younger sibling. You're not jealous, but it just hurts. It's like all the things that you wanted, that you craved out of this person, you never got. You got the angry, you got the beatings, you got like all the mistakes that this person made. And I understand, like, my parents, this is our parents' first time living too, just like it's ours. But it hurts to watch them do all the things that you wanted so desperately, so bad, and give it to the youngest sibling. Don't get me wrong though, because it makes me feel happy that she gets those things that I didn't, but it also like hurts my feelings, because I'm like, I tried really hard to be a good kid. I tried really hard to forgive and love and everything like that. I tried really hard, and it's like all I got was the bad. But then when you see it, you're so happy that she's not going to experience that. But for you, it's bittersweet because you did. And you know this different person than your sister does. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think it does create a little bit of jealousy. Like, what's so special about you that you get that and I don't? But then as an adult, you realize, like, nothing. It's like, it just happens. And there's nothing you can really do about it. You can mend the relationship between your mother or your father or whoever, or you can just let it stay the way that it is. It's like the adult in you understands the perspective of what your sister's getting or your younger sibling, but then the child in you is crying inside. Like, literally, it feels like a rip every time you see something new. You know what I mean? Does anyone know what I mean? But it's like what you're giving her, all that you're giving to her is literally all that I've ever wanted, and that's the only thing that I ever asked for, and I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you have to do. I don't have a good enough reason to have kids or bring children into this world, even though I want them so badly. I don't have a good reason. And I can't come up with a good reason, because do you know how bad this world is about to get? Grown men liking little girls. Grown women liking little boys. And all the things that I've been through, and I know people like, oh, it's just Trump. No. Even if I went through nothing in my life, do you really think that I would bring my kids into this world knowing that there is some nasty ass people out here and things are getting worse? Jobs are not the same. Housing is not the same. Nothing is the freaking same. You can't really live unless you live with a bunch of people, or you damn near a millionaire or billionaire and you just making a lot of money. There is so much going on that what am I bringing kids into the world for? What? Because right now I could probably have them and everything be good. The next 3 or 4 years, I can't afford to have my children. I can't feed them. I can't put a house over their head. What am I bringing my kids in here for? I want kids so bad, but I'm not about to sit up here and be selfish as hell. I'd rather go my whole life without having children. Be a auntie to whoever. Because I do have a lot of god babies out there. And I do take care of them. But God forbid, I want kids, but I don't know. I don't have a good reason to bring a child into this world, knowing that this world is the way that it's going to be. And that makes me sad, because I want to be a mom. I know I would be a good mom, but what would be my good reason to bring them into the world knowing that the world is going to get worse? Do you know what I mean? Or am I just like overthinking it? There's people who called me selfish for that thought. Like, oh, you're selfish, you're not going to bring kids into this world. I'm like, they're coming at me, not you. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This got everything to do with how I feel and what I'm seeing and what I can see is going to happen to the world. Like, you can't get mad at me for how I feel about that, because it literally would drive. I will go to jail if I ever find out that anybody has hurt my kids in any way. I would even, the things that I would do to a person if I found out that they did anything to my child. People call me selfish. I feel like I'm being selfless. I don't know. I want to ask a question to people, like, why, when someone comes to tell you that they've been in an abusive relationship or they have been through sexual assault or anything like that, some of you guys do not believe them. And I feel like I have some reasons in my head. And reason number one is I feel like some people don't want to admit it to themselves that they also have been through those things, because it would make it real for them and they would actually have to face what has happened to them. So they get violently angry when someone else comes up and says like, oh, I've been through that too, because it makes it real. Like, it makes it like whatever happened to them real. A second thing is I feel like they fully agree with the person that did it to you, because they are also like that. They would also abuse you. They would also assault you in a way. They would sit there and probably know that it's going on and not stop it. A third thing is that people have been conditioned to blame the victim than blame the person causing the hurt, because maybe something they went through, people have blamed them instead of the person that hurt them. So now they also had got the thing now where they blame the victim too, and it's like all this extra shit that does not need to happen. Why do a lot of you guys, and it's a lot of people who do not like to believe people who have been abused or assaulted, man or woman, and especially parents, or when you tell your parents and they don't do nothing, do you know the betrayal that you feel as a kid, even as a teenager or an adult? And they also sometimes agree with what happened. They're like, oh, well, you did this, well, you did that, like you must have provoked them. Okay, you provoking somebody to hit you, you provoking somebody to assault you, like, do you know how detrimental those two things are? But that's a question I want to know why too. Let me explain something to you. If you tell your kids that they can trust you with anything that they tell you, and you won't tell nobody in the family, you won't tell nobody that a damn stranger, whatever the case may be, if you tell your kids that there is an open space for them to talk to you about everything and anything, and then you sit there and you call your sister, you call your friend, you call somebody, and you talk about what they just told you in private, and you tell that person all their business, but you also twist it in your own little weird way to make them seem like a bad kid, or like they going through so much, or like they need help some type of way, yeah, they'll never trust you again, especially if they hear you doing that shit. If you tell a kid that they can trust you, and you go back and you tell their business to anybody who will listen to you, and you gossip about them, they will not trust you. And then don't get mad when you sit up there and be like, oh, why don't you ever tell me anything? Because you sat there and you told my business to everyone. Not everybody judging me. Not everybody got this idea of me. Not everybody looking at me like they don't want me hanging out with their kids or my cousins or whatever the case may be. That's your fault. Don't sit up there and tell somebody. That is the ultimate betrayal between you and your child. If you tell them that they can open up to you, and you know what, they can be vulnerable with you, and you screw them over by telling anybody else, don't get mad when they never tell you anything again. So since you want to keep locking your door because you need privacy, I'm going to take the lock off of your door. Since you're going to take the lock off of the door, I'm just going to get a new lock every time you do it. This is why I got a job so young, so that I can afford my own things, so you can't have that much control over me on certain things. Go ahead, take the lock off the door. It's not going to change anything, because I will put a fork in there. I will put something in front of my door. I don't need a lock. I respect your privacy, and I would like some privacy. I'm not saying that I'm in here doing anything, but whatever you did as a child, I'm not doing that. Your insecurity with whatever you were doing and all these other things, it's not me. I'm just in here trying to listen to music. I'm in here trying to relax and chill, get away from you and your issues and what you be trying to put on me. Go ahead, take the lock off the door. I'll get another one. Privacy is a privilege, and if you weren't doing anything like you say, why would you need to lock your door? Why would you need to hide in here? Why would you need to put something in front of the door if you're not doing anything? Did we just snitch on ourselves now? No, I didn't just snitch on myself. You know what? You only use that as control, because whatever you can't control in your own life, you think just because I'm your child, you can control me, because you are a control freak. So, like I said, you can take the lock off the door. I'll keep putting things in front of it. I'll put my whole bed in front of it when I go to sleep at night if I have to. But if you want to play this tit for tat thing, Mom, we can do that. But I promise you, I'm not scared of you taking that lock off the door. I'll find another way. It's okay. Because since you want to be in control, and since you want to feel